Yo, what's up? It's Trevor Daniel. I just did an interview with the Zach Sang Show. These guys are great. We just talked about pretty much everything about the album and stuff. Like, man, I hope you guys enjoy it. You should check it out.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Yo, beautiful human. Before we start our conversation with Trevor Daniel, this interview is brought to you by Total Wireless. There's never been a better time to switch to Total Wireless. Total Wireless, total confidence. We got a link in the description. Yo, beautiful human. Daniel's here.
Yo.
Trevor Daniel's here.
Sick name, bro.
You know him?
No, but
Basically, bro. I feel like we know each other just because Daniel.
yeah, it's
It's
like
a connection
it's a Daniel
instantly.
thing. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Trevor Daniel is hanging out in the studio. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, man.
I thank you for giving us time and energy because, like, you're in the middle of a lot right now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I can feel the toll that this whole lifestyle has taken on you, and I've only been around you for a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's a different universe today than it was a year, 2 years, 3 years ago.
Like 3 months ago. it's kind of crazy.
What is the biggest change?
Like this stuff. And then, yeah, just how fast paced it is and not just music. And I mean, it is music related, but just going and doing other stuff. Like
The fame aspect of it is weird.
I guess that hasn't really registered yet. So it's not that weird, I guess. I don't know. I just really haven't paid attention to it too much, so.
How about having a lot of people around you at all times, or people down to do whatever you need?
The whatever you need thing, that's kind of sick, and I feel weird about it at the same time. Like, I feel bad asking for things that they're just like, yo, dude, like, literally, this is what we're here for, and I'm just, whoa, it's cool.
Yeah, because in a sense, if you don't ask for something because you feel bad about asking, they're then not doing their job because they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So it's a weird cycle.
Yeah.
But it messes with your head a little bit.
Yeah, well, okay, so on a music video one time, they were just like giving me a robe because it was cold, but it was like a robe. I was like, oh, dude, this is weird. And that was just like what she was doing. And she was like super fast about it. Every time the shot was over, she was like, I just like felt weird and bad about it for some reason. I was like, this doesn't feel right. But, towards the end of the video, I was like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah, I got a robe, lady.
This is a very nice robe.
By the way, like in that moment, like you're the star. So if you're happy and comfortable, things move faster. The shoot is smoother.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of it is just extra things and details and stuff that I don't really think about, but it really is helpful. And it does kind of like take stress off of me. But it's crazy. It's just weird seeing it all. So
You were talking about your dad who's obsessed with alkaline.
yeah.
Alkaline water, just alkaline in general.
Mm-hmm.
Is their last name Neil?
It's Neil, yeah.
Your real
That's my middle name.
Daniel's your middle name.
Yep.
But Neil is what you get all your credit under.
Right.
All your writing credit, but your stage name is Trevor Daniel.
Right.
They're still in Houston, Texas?
Yep.
What do they do? Are they in, I mean, probably not music, but like how do they feel about this right now?
I feel like, I don't know, they're just super stoked about it. My dad just like talks to all his friends about it before he gets into his alkaline subject. But
He talks about two things. You?
alkaline and cool stuff that's happening that he's seen on Facebook. So
Is that the perception or like the window that your parents get a chance to experience your art through? It's like Facebook or people sharing it?
yeah, because I don't really send my songs beforehand, I guess, to them. I mean, right before I release it, I'll send it to them. Or they'll hear it at the listening party and stuff. But yeah, pretty much. Like, it just seems like Facebook is where they get all of their information from, like, and transfer it to my grandma and all this stuff.
Which is like a blessing and a curse, by the way.
What?
Facebook. And and being the main hub and source of information.
Yeah, especially because I never post anything on there. Like, I just forget to. And then I'll post everything at once. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how the older people work?
It is.
Because like who our age is really on Facebook? You said you don't even post.
I don't really post except for like oh, hey, like I need to remind my like uncles and stuff because they told me to keep them updated. But this is better than texting like everybody who wants to know at one time.
So you craft a status update, and everybody on your Facebook profile is all your family,
Right, pretty much.
and that's one group text, but not.
Basically, exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you need to update your family on?
Recently,
Yeah.
Oh, it went platinum. Well, okay, I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know because it hasn't updated on the website. but
did.
We got an app. Did it?
Yeah, you got the thumbs up in the corner.
Sweet. Turn up.
Falling went platinum.
Yep. It's exciting. I cried a little bit, but
Just a little bit?
just a little bit because we were waiting on it to go. We were just, did it go? Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I want to understand your journey and how you got here. Because, chug the water.
Yeah, dude.
Falling is a song that was born in 2018. It was on your first EP back then. You released another EP in between the success, right? Of there's one EP that's a big thing of water.
Dang, man.
But
Why they got this giant handle on it?
Safety first. So, Falling is a part of one EP that you released in 2018.
Right, yeah.
Then you release Restless. So Homesick is the first EP. That houses Falling. Restless comes a year later. But the success of Falling comes like fall, late summer of 2019. And now we're riding it still.
Yeah, and every day is like its biggest day, which is crazy.
It's growing.
Yeah, it's still growing. And it's kind of cool, too, because, like, at a certain point, mentally, I was like, okay, cool. Like, obviously, it's still my song. I still, like, am attached to it in a certain way. But I'm, like, on to the new things that are happening with, like, whatever I'm writing about at the time mentally. So, it's just kind of crazy that, like, out of nowhere, this just came back. And I'm like, oh, Falling is still a song and it still can, reach everybody. What? It hasn't reached its full potential yet? That's crazy.
Was there a moment where you kind of moved on from Falling and then it kind of peaked its head up? Because there's a lot of time between its success and its creation.
Yeah, I mean, after we put it out, I was kind of like, all right, cool. Like, we shot 3 different videos for it, but I didn't like them. But, like, after a certain point, it was kind of funny. When we shot this last video, me and my friend were just like, here we are, a year later, just like, same conversation. Falling won't leave us alone. So, yeah.
Is that a blessing or a curse?
I mean, dude, it's changing my life. I have nothing to complain about with it. I mean, every time I hear it, especially like on TikTok, it's crazy because I'll be scrolling through and then somebody will use my song and it's like weird to see. It's weird to see, but I love it at the same time. It's just like, dude, they just went and did some whole thing. This probably registers in their mind as something completely different than it does for me. And this, like, because when I listen to music, it'll be like a space and time. Like, when I hear a song, oh, this was like 3 months ago. I remember listening to this a lot when I was in traffic or whatever, like, or when I was just chilling, like doing this with this person. And for them, it's like a whole different memory for them. It's just kind of weird to think about. So it's cool.
Isn't that the greatest thing about art?
Yeah.
Is the amount of meanings it can really take on. And to each person, it represents something different.
Yeah.
And to this generation, music represents something totally new.
Yeah. It's wild.
Why do you think Falling worked?
I have no clue. Outside of the energy in the room that night was just different. It was weird. And I love that room we recorded in too. Like, I just feel like it's special for me at least. Like I'm like recording everything
That one room.
on this album, like in that room. Same mic, same everything.
Okay.
It just feels good.
Yo, real quick, you know what I got to do? I got to talk to you about ASU. Thinking about going back to school. Ask yourself the following questions. Do you need flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of those questions, ASU, Arizona State University, is the perfect school for you. ASU offers 200 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you would on campus from wherever you are, totally on your schedule. Plus, ASU, they're accepting most transfer credits. If you want more information, text Zach to 35517. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU fifth in the nation for producing the most qualified graduates. Also, if you graduate from ASU, you apparently get a job within 90 days. Learn to grow, learn to thrive, learn to succeed, baby, at ASU. Learn more about their online degree programs. Text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. I'm sorry. I understand this on another level, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
I'm a creature of habit. I love consistency. If something is wrong and something is off, I blame what is off and what is wrong and what's changed. So Restless is recorded in this, Homesick, the EP, is recorded in this room.
Just Falling.
Just Falling.
Right. So this is the way I'm seeing it. Okay. Falling, we recorded there. It came together really quick. We just had a great energy. Like that night, everything worked. Everything just made sense that night. It felt good. And then some of the songs we recorded in New York, super dope studio. I like the one in New York too. Some are recorded at home. And then pretty much, I guess it's the same thing throughout the Restless process. It's kind of all over the place. And that, I think, subconsciously bothered me because I'm used to cutting everything in the same place and everything, like the preamps and everything just sounds consistent.
Yeah.
And, dude, so I was like, yo, you know what? Why don't we go to the place where the energy for, like, you know, the song that changed my life, why don't we just go there? And it's like, I'm working with Casey a lot, the dude who produced on Falling. And so that was, like, special for us. We were like, dude, let's just go and do, like, that.
Dude, it's so not broke, so why would you ever fix it?
Yeah, it just felt good. And I feel like this room is, like, magical because it still feels like that. And now it's for, like, every song in the project. I'm, like, not doubting anything. This whole project just come together how Falling came together. But, like, the entire project, it just feels good. So,
By the way, even if it's not the room, it's how you feel in the room, and
Right,
that's what
yeah.
matters.
Exactly. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No,
man.
I'm telling you, it's energy.
Yeah, something about it.
Is it a studio or a bedroom that you recorded it in?
It's a studio. Well, originally, I recorded everything in a room or like a kitchen or garage. It's like all over the place. Wherever I'm at, when I have the idea, like if, you know, no one's around, obviously, I'll just record it there. And like sometimes one room in the house just doesn't feel like I don't want to be in there. Like a lot of this album, the original takes or whatever, like demo takes, were like in the kitchen of this Airbnb. And it has horrible acoustics, but that's just like where I wanted to be while I was recording for whatever reason.
So you would start the demos in this Airbnb, and then you would bring it to a studio?
Well, I'm just, you know, like the way I record is weird because I'll like write while I'm recording and then I'll have like different takes and ideas and then I'll just have it go and then I'll just like freestyle things and like try to just hear the song, the instrumental and just like really get in the mood and not think about it too much and like just let the energy and the emotion take it. Because I feel like if you think about it too much, it's too robotic and structured. And like if I mumble a word and it feels best, then the mumbled word is going in. You know what I mean? But you know, I wanted to try like recutting everything. So because some of the demo takes would have just like choppiness because I would like the way this felt, and then I would like the way this felt from a different take, and then puzzle it together and it sounds really cool and it could have been the final, I guess. But I just figured why not try, now that I know what I'm saying, like I mean I knew what I was saying, but now that I know the fullness of it, why not like record it and just get in that zone. And I know the lyrics already, so I'm like, I don't have to like read them.
Yeah, it's
And
different.
like, it's like I know them, and then I'm matching the energy and all this stuff together. And then that room, Yeah.
Are you rewriting these records at all when you enter that room to cut them, or are you going with the original lyrics, but you're just giving it a new feeling and a new emotion?
It's so weird because I used to have the biggest problem with overthinking, and now, like, I'm not married or attached to anything. Like, if I have an idea in the room and I just feel like it just feels better in this area,
You go with it.
I'll just like delete the section that was there before and just whatever. Like, and I've never been able to do that except for on this project. It's almost weird how I'm not tired of these songs sometimes.
What brings you to the position where you feel comfortable enough going with the best idea in the room and not what was already done?
I mean, nobody hears the demos except for me and the team, and like the final like piece is probably the most important. I mean, I think so. Like what everybody hears, you know?
But was there pressure before when you were going into the studio to finish a song and get it right within a certain deadline?
Nah, not really. I make like 3 songs a day. Like typically, the last few weeks I haven't, just because I've been working on what we know is on the album. But you know, I'm ready to make new stuff. But
Even though you've been listening to these songs for the album pretty often, you're ready to move on.
I mean, I'm just ready to finish it and like hear the final stuff and like put it out so I can just like, I have other stuff to talk about now. So
Yeah, because you're in a different phase of life.
mm-hmm.
I'm really fascinated in this concept of like you getting comfortable with the lyrics and then going to a studio or that special room to cut it again, like when you're one with it. Like, at what point in the process do you feel ready enough to go and do that? Like, you say understanding, but is it an understanding of the story that you're telling with the entire album? Is it an understanding of each song individually?
Well, just like throughout the, like when I'm writing the song, it starts off, I just want to like, what's the song or like the instrumental or, you know, the melody that I think about in the shower or whatever. What's that like feel like type of thing. And then 9 times out of 10, like, dude, there's so much stuff to write about. It's unlimited. And like, what's that make it, like, what's that feel like? And mostly it just starts with the energy, and then it goes like, then you just know what you're talking about because, okay, this melody for whatever reason, I don't know, it just reminds me of 10th grade. And this girl I was talking to, or like what me and my friends used to go do after school or something. I don't know. Just random stuff all over the place. And then I write about that, and I don't know what I'm going to say all the time. Sometimes like I just know what the subject is. I'll just like let it play, and I'll just like say random things. Sometimes it doesn't rhyme. Like there's not a single rhyming word in the chorus of Falling. That was just like ideas, and I was like, oh, I can make that rhyme later. And then we were just like, no, yeah, it's cool. I like it. And then so that's kind of the process all the time. I know what I'm gonna write about. I just don't know what to say all the time.
Totally. You know the general story or the subject. You just don't know the exact words.
Yeah, like all the things that I see people quoting on Instagram bios and stuff is all stuff that I just kind of like freestyled, and then the writing stuff that I'm super stoked about, nobody pays attention to. like they'll be like, what did you say there? Because I do the, like, if the mumble take, I like it better. Like if I mumble it, like I'll just keep that. But so many people have said like, what did you say there? And I don't know. It's obvious to me, but yeah. Like,
Because like it's emotion. It's more like that mumble's emotion more than it is words.
right, and that's more important. Like, so if I'm doing a sad song, I strongly feel like if I don't sound like, if I'm not delivering it, like if an actor's just saying the words, it's hard to like feel it and get into it. Like, I like really try to find where my headspace was at the time, like, because sometimes I write about stuff that happened 10 years ago and like really try to remember like where I was or whatever. And like sometimes it's weird, but like now I know how to like pull myself out of it if it like gets too bummed out or whatever. But yeah.
That's interesting because you have to figure out the balance because now obviously you have to bring yourself back to that moment when you're recording the record, but when you go on tour, you're now forced to relive those moments over and over again, but you can't let escaping back to that moment bum you out for the rest of the night.
Right. I mean, pretty much after, it's weird because for me, once I make a song about it, like,
You're good?
I'm good. Like, all is forgiven almost. It's kind of, it's weird.
What's the last record that was a forgiveness record between you and somebody else?
There's one that I don't think is going to make the album. I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't know if it'll ever come out, but basically it's just like there was this girl I was talking to last year who pretty much this whole album's about. From like the good to like the weird middle and then to the bad to the I understand. There's actually like those songs on this album where it's like, I understand why you did this. I didn't get it at the time, but like,
So is this whole album essentially you forgiving her?
It's pretty much the storyline, like, of where my headspace was at a certain time. Like, I don't know if I'm saying too much, but whatever. Like, it starts off where I was, like, before I met her or whatever, headspace wise. And then when I met her, like, how, like, it felt, like, it was just weird. Like, and then it goes into, like, the awkward phase after, like, I don't understand things, like, wait, like, what's going on? And, like, she doesn't really know what's going on. Sometimes it's just weird. And then, like, the fallout, and then and then there's, like, the phase where I'm just like, whatever, like, I don't care about this, like, at all.
Yeah, fuck it.
But really I do, type thing. But, like, if I pretend like I don't care, it seems cooler and, like, whatever to her. I don't know. The weird things you think about, like, in a breakup, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna pretend like I don't care. So she maybe, like, calls me. And
Did it work?
yeah. It took longer than I thought, but I thought I had it, like, down to the T, but it took longer than I thought. But I mean, we're cool now, we're friends. But now, like, after writing about some of this stuff, like, it really makes me think about it too. Like, oh damn, like, I didn't really think about maybe her headspace was here, and I just saw it from here because, like, where I was situationally, like, I just didn't see it because all this was going on. And now I could step back and look like, oh, I just wasn't seeing it. Or,
Dude, writing those songs allows you to grow and learn as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you better understand the entire situation.
Right. Yeah.
You learn about things. Are you writing those songs while the relationship is happening? Or do you go back after it's done and relive all the trauma?
It's like 50-50. Like, while it's happening sometimes, and then, the bad things happen. If you make a good song, you kind of feel stupid for making it. You're just like, oh, dang, I wish I didn't show her. So I wish she didn't know the song was about her. But, yeah, it's like 50-50. Sometimes I write about it in the moment, and sometimes, like, Falling's about something 7 years ago. So
Yeah, that was like the one relationship dying out and another relationship starting, right?
and the back and forth in my mind, which is pretty much all my music, is like, one song will be this way and the other song is the complete contrast, because it's like the back and forth in my mind of, like, how I feel about it.
Do you feel like you work out the situation by writing it out?
Yeah.
Do you end most songs with a solution?
I mean, not always, but, like, I feel like for me, yeah, sometimes it comes over the course of like, number of songs. So
Yeah, because you're dissecting and you're tearing apart a lot.
yeah, like,
They're phases of life, not just moments.
Yeah, exactly. And this album, at first, like when I first realized like what I was doing, like because I was just making the songs like when I would have an idea and like remember something, you know. And then I started noticing a pattern. I'm like, yo, all these songs are about her, and it just, to me, it feels like super repetitive before like it gets to the final form of like what gets released and everything. And you know, it feels like I'm writing about the same thing, because I'll write like 10 songs about the same thing, and then it finally makes sense in my head and I can move on to the next thing.
But that's like a part of the personal process and the creative process.
Right. And like some people just like will never hear like the other ones, but
They're for you.
yeah, it feels good to me. Like I literally have songs that I make that I know I'm not gonna release while I'm making them. I'm just like, I already know I'm not gonna drop this, but I want to listen to it.
And you got to finish it.
Right. Yeah. Also, yeah, I have to finish it, because if I don't finish it in the first session, at least like the main chunk of the song is not getting finished. Because I'll have another idea, and I'm like, it'd probably be, I'll just start a new song.
And some of those songs that are songs you need for you, so they need to get done.
Exactly. It's like my journal. I try to explain that to people sometimes, and it doesn't really like translate, I guess, but
I understand.
heck yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Instead of writing in a book, you make a song.
Does this girl know you wrote an entire album about her?
I mean, I told her.
How's she
Yeah.
feel about that?
It was kind of weird, because like basically I had a song, so on Restless I have a song called Body Bag, right? I feel bad for making that song, because it's one of those things where it's like I didn't get it at the time, and then with the girl I wrote it about, like I thought about it a little bit a few months later, and I'm like, damn, I was wrong. You know. And then she knows it's about her because she saw it on, like, my friend got on live while we were making it, right after we had this certain argument. And I thought it was so stupid at the time that, like, I don't even remember what it was about now, to be honest with you, like the argument. But I just remember it was like kind of like a bunch of stuff stacked. And then the other girl, like, she was like, never make a song about me like that, ever. And I was like, I swear, I'll never do it. And, you know, I haven't wrote anything like that to that extreme. Because, like, now I know, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know anything. like, things change. I'll see it differently in a week. And I'll be really bummed out that I said that.
Totally.
About, you know? So a lot of it, like, I still say what I feel in the moment, because sometimes, you know, I have to feel bad about it later, because that's just how I feel in the moment and I need to get it out. But yeah. So I was trying to find the most attacking song and send it to her first and be like, yo, this is that. And then I was looking through it, I was like, sweet. You know, there's nothing like really
You're not that bad.
not that bad. You know, I didn't say she put me in a body bag because she's killing me. Like, yeah.
But by the way, that's also why you write numerous songs, because some you write just for you to get it out,
Right.
and then some you write for you but also to share.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something maybe you learn over time.
Yeah.
Because Body Bag maybe was the first take on that one, but it might not have been the third.
Yeah. I mean, like, we pretty much finished that one that night. Because I was with the producers and everything, and like, yeah, there's no structure, I guess, at all. But like a lot of the songs, like that I make now, because I'm really big into not thinking about it too much, because then it just takes the emotion out. Like, I don't know. I don't even think about if it's like a hit or if it's gonna make it or if it's like for me at the time. Like, I just like finishing the idea and knowing that I didn't stop halfway through and interrupt my thing, like my
Yeah, you got it
creative
done.
process. Yeah, that's like my biggest thing. Like even when I'm recording, like I don't like doing stop takes where the engineer stops it and none of that. I just like I'll loop the beat and then I'll go until I feel like I got it. And then cuz I hate when it stops. I don't like the interruption of it because sometimes a few minutes in I'll like the emotional click and then I say it and like and I feel it that time.
Has it been hard to find producers that will work with this kind of process?
Surprisingly, no. Like on this album, like on the other ones, no, they didn't. No, honestly, I've been really blessed with this. Like with the people I've met, I feel like everything's happened, like for a particular reason, and then
That plus this room,
yeah.
nothing could be stopped.
Yeah, honestly, I truly feel like that, and I feel like we're just like manifesting things just from positivity. Like when we started this album, and when we were working on it, like everybody came to my Airbnb and just crashed there. It's kind of funny because we were just all working on ideas. I wanted everybody to have ideas for it, and I didn't want to interrupt that, so I gave my friends like the acapella, and I didn't let them listen to the original, like the little doodle that I made. I didn't want them to get inspired by that or think that's where I wanted to go. I just like found my friends that I like trusted in certain ways. I was like, yo, I really want you to like work on this bass line. I love certain people's bass lines, like, or like I really like admire your melodies or your keys or something, your guitar, and I'll have them like work on that, and they'll like build something. But I didn't want to influence their creative process too, like, cause that's the one thing. Like some people are really good because I want the emotion to be there. I want them to feel whatever their idea is. I don't want it to be like, oh, Trevor's like telling me to do this, because I can do what my ideas are. I'm like good enough at producing where I can go do what my ideas are. But like, if I'm like super big into collaborating on, especially production.
You want their individuality in there.
Yeah, and I don't want to influence that part too much, because like they know like why I like their production,
So you give them bare bones, a sketch, a doodle
Yeah,
of
and I'll
these
be
songs.
like, look, man, I really like your guitars a lot. I just want to see what your ideas are, blah blah blah, and then I back off because like I don't want to influence it. Like I want them to feel it, because you
very
can
cool.
tell like when someone feels what they played too, and you could tell what they like. You could just tell the feeling, the emotion, everything. If it's there, it's special. You feel it. You don't know why the song is cool, but you feel something, and I think it's the emotion.
Yeah, and it needs to come from an organic place.
Right. And then like I won't let any of them hear the different versions or whatever. Right? And then at the end, like I just would like have this piece here and this piece here, and then I would go and I'd structure it, and then we'd all come together in this room now after I've recut the vocals. And then hearing it, and then if they have new ideas, we're all together, and it's crazy.
How do you figure out this flow and process? Because it's a lot. Like, I'm sure you're working with more professionals than you ever had the chance to work with before.
Which is super sick.
Yeah.
That's another thing. When you ask like what's like weird and new, that like just being able to get in the room with almost anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, like getting in the room with like Phineas and stuff, dude. That dude's I don't know if I can.
You can curse and you can talk about him, because I think
he's a fucking genius.
yeah, he's
bro.
one of the most prolific musicians and artists to walk
He's
this
insane,
earth.
dude. He's so good with like having things subtle, which I love that. Like where something like barely there, and you like it's probably never noticed until like the 500th listen, and like he's so good at that.
But you know if it's gone.
Yeah, if you take it away, there's just something wrong.
So how many songs do you have done for this album?
Well, I made 80. 80 something, 80 something. Yeah.
How many have you narrowed it down from 80?
Yeah, it's all narrowed down. I know which ones are going to make it.
So what are you talking about? Like 14, 15, 18, 16, 12?
So basically, I think, I don't know the amount of number. Like, I know which ones are, like, going to make it, but I just don't want to say too much, like, about how many songs, because I make last minute decisions a lot, and I might just drop something.
How many songs did you do with Phineas?
Just one, but yeah,
Good one?
it was yeah.
You've talked about Falling not being your best song. You were on the record. I read it.
In my opinion, no.
Does your best song currently exist?
I think so, and it's not out yet. I feel like every month, like I feel like I tend to like level up.
Yeah, you
somehow.
top yourself.
Yeah, and especially like with projects. I feel like once a project is done, I swear, the release day, then after that, like I'm like 5 times better, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah, because you learn so much.
Right. And like, I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like I feel like it definitely exists.
At what point did you realize that Falling was blowing up?
When my friend came over to my house, well, I was noticing the trends on like Spotify for artists and stuff. I was like I was noticing that it was going up, but I don't like to look at that too much because, like, I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I can make music every single day and like pay my bills and be whatever. So I
How
try.
cool is that?
It's, dude, every single day, like literally every session, I feel like I annoy my friends because I'm like, bro, we get to do this. What? I feel like we cheated. I feel like this is a cheat code or something. Like we like messed up the simulation or whatever. Cause like, what? I get to wake up and make music, and that's what I do.
Did you get paid for it and people care
Yeah.
and listen
Yeah.
and your art affects people?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, what? Like, dude. Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, I interrupted. What was the question again?
When did you realize that Falling was blowing up?
Oh, right. So my friend came over. She's like, dude, have you seen what's going on TikTok? And I had TikTok before, but it was so addicting. And I like really got off social media for this project. And then I downloaded TikTok right there. I was like, let me download TikTok. And I saw it and I was like, dude, it's every 5 videos. This is insane. And I feel like I found out late that TikTok was a thing with my song. I didn't really know why the trends were going up, but I was only looking at them like every few days or every couple of weeks. And then I started looking at it every single day and I couldn't sleep. I was pacing the living room. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. And because it started like going up a lot and it started blowing up on TikTok even more. This was like October. And then now it's just like all over TikTok. And it's like, dude, this is so nuts. And at the time, it was all over. But yeah, people are finding out about it.
It's wild.
So yeah, did that answer?
No, that makes sense. Like, are you able to find out who originally took the song and made the first
That's
TikTok?
what's so sick about TikTok. You could find out where the original file's from. Like, and it was this dude who posted this edit, or because there was 2 original things from the jump, but it was this dude who like a year ago made these cartoon edits on Instagram and asked me, and I'm like, yeah, for sure, bro. I love watching those because I'll put my songs to these cartoons I used to watch when I was little, like Teen Titans and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm gonna be real, like that's, if I have anything playing, it's usually that kind of stuff still. I'll just like have it muted and stuff.
No Midnight
Just have it,
Seduction? You watch your hat says
It's
Midnight
usually
Seduction.
Marvel or DC. That's pretty much like what I watch. Yeah.
But your real plans are comics. Anyway, sorry.
Honestly, dude, I used to have a comic book. Dude, my 3rd grade teacher took a stack of comic books from me, and I never got them back, bro.
Whoa.
I still think about that.
I wonder if they made it to a dumpster or they took them home just to read, to steal.
Nah, she probably trashed them.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, she's a great lady. I learned a lot from her, but I still think about that, and you know, I guess I shouldn't have brought it to school. I guess I shouldn't have been showing everybody.
Whatever. Comic books are cool, and you still have to read them. Anyway, there is a guy who first posted it, and you knew of him because he took your song and put it next to cartoon edits.
Right? Yeah.
Have you thanked this man?
Yeah. Actually, because there was a lot of people being like, "Oh, I blew it up on TikTok." I was like, "Dude, you can see the original thing, but also thanks for posting it." I'm
Yeah,
not
who's
gonna
trying to steal credit? A lot of influencers out there like, oh, I did this one first? Because you have a big influencer fan base.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, yeah. I don't know. I guess I haven't really paid attention to who's trying to steal credit.
Are you into any of those influencers, or are you just too busy watching cartoons?
Well, David Dobrik came to the New York show, and I just thought that was cool because, like, you know, he's just like all over the place, and
Yeah.
I've binged some videos before, and
You're aware?
yeah, and like very aware, you know, like I've binged videos for sure, and then one of my exes, who's still a good friend of mine, she watches YouTube stuff all the time. That's like her thing, and then yeah, it's cool stuff. There's just like multiple people. I'm like, yeah, this is really dope that this is a thing.
Falling is a blessing, but it also creates pressure, right? Because there is a standard. I know you might not feel it, but there's a standard of success. So,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah, there's like a level,
Yeah.
you know? And you might be leveling up talent-wise and production-wise and lyrically, whatever. There's still some guy in a suit somewhere that's like, this is the mark that we got to hit.
Yeah, I think I've gotten really lucky with the team and everything, and even the people we work with, like A&Rs and stuff. Like, they trust me creatively, which is a weird thing. Like,
It's
I'm
scary, but it's cool.
dude, I've just gotten really blessed, I think, like with the people who've like come into my life. Like, I haven't had too much of the this is the standard or whatever, because I turned a song in and it had like only live bass. I was like, oh, they're gonna really miss those 808s, and they were like, this is great, this is insane, and then they rave about it, and I'm just like, dude, wow, that went way better than I thought. But I mean, I'll try their ideas or whatever. If they're just like, you should put some 808s in, I'll try it to send it, but I don't really care at the end of the day.
When's the album coming?
I can't. Can we say that yet? No, cool. Yeah. Just because I keep having ideas, and like, they're just like, hey, can you turn this in? I'm like, yeah, I got you.
Not.
Yeah. And then I'm basically, I could say that it'll be done by Saturday. That's a personal limit.
Goal. Got
Yeah.
it.
Because that's what we have this room booked till. So,
The Room.
yeah.
A quick question: how do you feel about the comments that say like, "Wow, didn't know this guy was white"?
I don't know. I was just like, I guess, I think one time I thought about it a little bit, and I was just like, I don't know, what does that mean? I guess that it maybe like the swagger. I mean, I'm cool. I don't know what I feel about it. It's cool. I was like, damn, this is dope. Yeah, I don't know.
Whenever somebody asks you, how'd you get such a great voice? You say, alkaline water.
Yo, honestly, I love this stuff. Shout out Alkaline Water.
You know what's crazy about your voice? Your talking voice almost has like auto-tune on it.
For real?
It's such a cool sounding like natural
Thanks,
voice.
man.
It sounds like there's filters on it.
Thanks, man.
When's the last time you
That's
went back
sick.
to Houston, Texas?
Christmas.
Is it weird to go back yet?
It's very weird because, like, I have to dress, like, ready all the time because in Houston, it's weird. Like, I always get noticed somewhere. Whereas here, it's, like, the most random times, pretty much only when I'm in, like, I roll out of bed and go to the most, you know.
Yeah.
When I look weird in LA, that's when I get noticed. And then in Houston, it's just, like, it got so consistent. I'm like, all right, I gotta try all the time now.
You got to be camera ready.
Yeah.
You never know.
I just gotta put a cool fit on, which it's cool though, because it's made me like start appreciating certain clothes and things more. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. I like it. And that's become like another little hobby, Pinterest, like looking at ideas. I'm like, oh, I really like that. That's cool. It's
Well-
giving me something else to do, basically.
It's much cooler when you can do these things and then buy those clothes.
That's very true.
Yeah, you have all the money to buy it.
But it's kind of cool too, because like I get a lot of free stuff now.
Which, by the way, is something that
It's
I
kinda
always,
messed up.
yeah, I complain about, and I've been complaining about for literally years. That when people get to a point where they have enough money to buy things, that's the point when they get things for free.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
The rich get richer.
I have one
Right.
question
That's my thought.
because I have to know. I saw a video that you posted with Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a song with Travis Barker on this upcoming album?
Probably. I'll probably I'll decide yes at the end, likely.
So that means he cut drums for something.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, this guy's insane. He played for like a solid 30 minutes, and it kept changing. It was just like he didn't miss a beat. The singles like it was insane. I was geeked the whole time. I was like, whoa.
So in that moment, do you ask him to kind of match your creative process?
Well,
Because if he's playing straight for 30 minutes,
that's how I do it.
Yeah.
So that's how he does it. It just worked out, luckily. A lot of these things just like, I don't know, like my engineer, I knew he was my engineer when I had my first session with him, because usually I just do all my own stuff. But like, you know, this is my first album. And I know there's people that are better than me. So I just wanted to make sure the energy was there if anybody else was going to touch it. Like, we were in the room. I really liked how it sounded, and I was like watching what he did, and it was insane. And then I made this weird voice. I was like, damn, bro, we got this. And then it's the stupidest thing. I'm so sorry for that. Like, he responded in a weird voice back, and it was the first time I met him, and I'm like, this is a guy.
Yeah, you're the
I
guy.
sound great. He's cool. I can be weird around him because, you know, all my friends, if they can deal with me like being super tired, because I won't sleep for like a day and like 2 days, like just because I'll be in the studio and I'll be like, oh damn, it's been 20 hours somehow or whatever, because this is like all I like to do. So yeah.
You forget that time exists.
To my manager, like they'll be texting me and I'll look and I'll be like, oh, I really should have responded to this, but
And you got it 4 days ago.
yeah, it's seriously like this type of stuff. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this album. You've hyped it up
Thank you,
properly.
man. Thank you.
Do you have a name for it yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. Yeah, can we say that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's nicotine.
Mm.
Yeah, because like the love-hate kind of back and forth. So like, you know, it's one of those things where you love it, but it's bad for you, type of thing. And that's kind of what the theme of this album is, and like understanding it. And then, you know, at the end, I'm sure when nicotine is quit or any other thing, you just feel better.
Huh.
You know?
You feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, this is bad for me, but I love it.
Nicotine.
Yeah, and that's kind of where my headspace was all of last year.
Coming
Not
soon.
necessarily nicotine, but for that girl. So
Nicotine coming soon. Trevor Daniel, I thank you for your time and your energy.
thank you for having me. This
And
was
your
really
wisdom.
cool.
Love and
Really
appreciate
cool.
it, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful human, thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.